Joining me to discuss the Democrats' Schumer shutdown, acting CEO of the U.S. Agency for Global Media, Kari Lake. Always great to have you, lady. You know, I have a developing axiom about the Second Amendment. Quote, the next time government fails, and it will fail, you'd better be armed to protect you and yours. Kari, that axiom has a bigger brother that speaks to the founders' vision for government writ large. Schumer and the Democrats are proving that big government is a big failure, aren't they?
Definitely. But before we get into that, I need to excuse myself and go pre-order your book because I can't wait for that to come out. What a great setup for something that is so true. It is such the truth. The Latino population want what the America First Republican Party is delivering, which is a great economy, a strong economy, safe streets, safe neighborhoods, plentiful jobs, affordable homes. So I find that to be a wonderful what you laid out there, and what sounds like is in your book is so true and is something that we should all be reading. But you know what? Big government doesn't work. Big government has been a failure, and President Trump, and I'm just speaking from by myself right now as an American who's tired of paying high taxes and watching it be basically flushed down the toilet, my tax dollars, or set on fire in Washington, D.C. And, you know, all President Trump is asking is for the Democrats to do what they've done before, which is to pass a clean spending resolution here, a clean way to fund the government just until November. And now they're acting like they're opposed to that, even though they've done it time and time again. So this is truly laying at the feet of the Democrats who refuse to keep the government open. And a lot of people are going to be suffering the consequences of that.
And not even the left-wing press is covering for them. Hakeem Jeffries on CNN, Elizabeth Warren, a woman who lied about her ethnic background for political advantage on CBS Fake News. They're all being confronted about how they want to keep $1.5 trillion flowing to illegal aliens through health care. And after decades of the fake news press decrying shutdowns, they can't defend the Democrats' actions. Not that I want to help the Democrat Party that is literally destroying this country, but I can't find an upside for them doing this. Can you?
Well, I've seen a few interviews where they're trying to twist and try to turn the words of the Democrats. And the bottom line is, when you really look at what they're asking for, it is money to fund health care, give free health care to illegal aliens. And the American people don't want that. And President Trump will never sign off on that, as far as I see it, in my personal opinion there. But, you know, this is a real simple thing. Go in, make the vote for a clean spending plan here that will get us through to about November 21st, and then we can work things out. But this is falling directly at the feet of the Democrats who are refusing to sign off on it. It's the radical edge of that party that is calling the shots, and it's hurting the American people. And I think the American people understand what's going on. We've been through this so many times, and now for them to all of a sudden say, oh, my gosh, no, we could never sign off on that, it's just disingenuous.
One of my favorite influencers on X, her name is Carissa. She's a cattle rancher and big into agriculture. She tweeted out the following, quote, "Happy Cinco de Porto, Maryland dad." This is in reference to the gangbanger, accused domestic abuser and terrorist Kilmar Abrego Garcia's final order of removal. It stands. Judge denies the motion to reopen this case. This as Democrats and their diaper changers in the press are fretting over President Trump mocking their silly positions on illegal aliens. Here's Vice President J.D. Vance.
So the president's been posting some images of Leader Jeffries and Senator Schumer.
I saw
recently. You've said that you're interested in good faith negotiations with these leaders, but you know, what message does that send? Is it helpful to post pictures of Leader Jeffries in a sombrero if you're trying to have good faith talks with him?
Oh, I think it's funny. The president's joking, and we're having a good time. You can negotiate in good faith while also poking a little bit of fun at some of the absurdities of the Democrats' positions, and even, you know, poking some fun at the absurdity of the Democrats themselves. I mean, I'll tell Hakeem Jeffries right now, I make this solemn promise to you that if you help us reopen the government, the sombrero memes will stop. And I've talked to the President of the United States about that.
Kari, the left is in full collapse. They can't argue issues anymore, so they argue, stop making fun of my stupid policies. Unreal, isn't it?
And they don't have a sense of humor. I mean, that's funny. No matter how you slice it, it's funny. the memes that have come out of that and seeing the sombrero everywhere has just made me laugh. And if we can't laugh, my goodness, how do we get through difficult times like we're seeing right now? So I think it's hilarious. Good for President Trump for having the greatest sense of humor of any modern day president that we've ever seen, and keeping us in stitches over everything that he's been putting out on social media. You got to give kudos to his White House social media team, though. They are incredible.
Yes, indeed. By the way, speaking of somebody who could use a good PR team, the National Football League has selected cross-dressing Trump hater and promoter of lawless illegal immigration, Bad Bunny, to perform the Super Bowl halftime show, because nothing says, the NFL like Bad Bunny. The guy won't tour the United States because he doesn't want his illegal alien fans deported. And the Trump administration is signaling that ICE will be at this year's Super Bowl. Well, the NFL wanted a bigger audience, but I don't think that they were counting on that being exclusively from law enforcement, keeping an eye on their venue. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, once again, I think the NFL is tone deaf on realizing who their customer and who their client is, I guess if you want to call them that, their fan base, the American football fan. And the American football fan, and really, even if you're not into football, people watch the Super Bowl. And for families to be gathering and watching the Super Bowl and to be putting, a cross-dressing guy up there, pushing an agenda, the LGBTQ plus whatever agenda, I think they have not figured out that the American people are tired of that. It's offensive. They're just trying to push away that, every last fan. I know that we won't be watching that in our home. We're not into that. And I think they should really reconsider. I'm starting to hear there's been some pushback with potentially with some teams themselves saying, come on, can we find something that's a little more unifying for our country that older generations and younger generations can all watch, and that would be an enjoyable show. Hopefully they will reconsider. This is the worst pick they could have chosen, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, when I saw this, I was like, who's making the call for the entertainment in the National Football League at the halftime show? Is it P. Diddy or something?
Maybe it's that one woman who destroyed the Cracker Barrel brand, or maybe it's the Bud Light person who went over to the NFL and made a bad call.
Yeah. Absolutely. Kari Lake, thank you very much. Appreciate the time as always, lady.